Lord, please send some help, Lord. Lord, may tag-save lang ka na, Lord. Guys, wait, please give us. Ayaw mo gawas.
Hi guys, I want to give you an update about the devastation in the Philippines after that strong magnitude 6.9 earthquakes. There's new footage and videos available. That earthquake was very, very strongly felt and caused a lot of damage because it was so shallow, roughly only like 3.5 miles, 5 kilometers deep. And it struck the people at night at 10 p.m. local time on September 30th, yesterday. But since I've made my last video, so much more has emerged, and unfortunately the loss of people has increased dramatically. And now, since there's daylight, we see now the level of destruction and damages and collapsed buildings. I've showed you the collapsed church yesterday. Fires broke out. A McDonald's was completely destroyed. This is really devastating what has happened there. This earthquake hit with its epicenter offshore near Bogo City in the northern Cebu province, in an area with roughly 90,000 people living in that city. So this is highly densely populated, and the quake being so shallow led to widespread devastation across the whole region. And so far, it seems like 69 people at least, that's the official number now, have been lost, and over 150 people are injured. This is just incoming from the official disaster officials, but these are unfortunately not the final numbers. So let's hope and pray that there will not be higher numbers added to that. And hospitals right now are completely overwhelmed. Many patients are being treated outdoors, outside of the hospitals, because they're worried that the hospitals might collapse, that there's structural damage that could, because we still have all these aftershocks coming in, lots of aftershocks. So if the building is structurally damaged, one of these aftershocks or the added accumulated energy can bring these buildings down. And we do have a lot of collapsed buildings. That includes private homes, churches, sports complex. A whole stadium was severely damaged in some Remigio. 5 people were lost during a basketball game there. Absolutely tragic. You're playing a game and in the next second this happens. And I want to show you a video here where people are sitting in a restaurant, and definitely nobody's doing duck and cover. So it seems they're scared of these buildings collapsing. They're running outside. I don't even want to say running. It's the people behave like, what is this? Although the Philippines are prone to earthquakes, a lot of earthquakes, Pacific Ring of Fire. So it surprises me a little bit how these people were reacting, because they were getting up and I'm like, oh, what's happening? And then they were going outside. And of course, if you know your building will definitely collapse, yeah, but many people are really severely injured by running outside, falling glass from breaking windows, roof shingles, stucco, or anything that's outside of the buildings could fall on you. That's why it's a dangerous task. But again, you have milliseconds to weigh in. Should I run outside or should I duck and cover? But what does it help you to duck under a table in a restaurant when the whole building comes down? Yeah, probably the reflex is let's run out. So we have a lot of damaged infrastructure as well. Reports are coming in. Roads are damaged, bridges are damaged, seaports are damaged. And that is a problem because this is disrupting, it's severely disrupting rescue efforts, like that emergency response efforts. If you can't drive on the roads anymore, if the bridge is gone, how can you get to people that need your help? How can you bring machinery to see if there's someone underneath the collapsed buildings? And all that while we have the ongoing risk of aftershocks. These aftershocks are happening. We have over 265 aftershocks so far within 1 day. And there were several that were strong. Right after the 6.9, with originally was rated as a 7.3. Right after that, we had at least 4 aftershocks that had magnitude 5 or higher. So magnitude 5.2 was the highest, I think. Then there's another problem, and I've always said that in relation to earthquake videos, because always people think, oh yeah, that's my evacuation route, I can go here, I can go there. There's landslides happening. Already unstable slopes are coming down, because another factor that makes everything very, very difficult right now is that monsoon rain that is pouring down on them. It's very, very complicating not only the recovery and rescue efforts, but it makes it all way more dangerous if these landslides are coming down on roads, for example, or destroying even more infrastructure. And then there is the risks, not only the ones that have already done destruction. Further landslides, we have the aftershocks, we have the ongoing rain. That creates definitely more instability. Right now, the message that we're getting from the Cebu province is they're overwhelmed. They're absolutely overwhelmed with what's going on with the rescue efforts. I mean, thankfully, that tsunami alert that was issued shortly after the quake was then quickly taken back. So there was no tsunami. They said, watch out for unusual wave activity, but that didn't seem too much of a problem. But if you look at this picture here, basically we can say that this earthquake has really struck the central Philippines. And you see there's several cities that are in that circle of the epicenter and have felt that. Masbate City, Ormoc City, Cebu City, Bacolod, Bohol, Suyajo City. So there's several cities still in that ring of how it was felt. And interestingly enough, the city of Cebu was the city that was hit the worst with 90,000 residents. There we have a lot of these residential and commercial buildings that collapsed. And how bad overall is the damage? Well, what we hear is that local authorities have placed parts of the Cebu province in a state of calamity after this powerful earthquake has brought down the buildings, has cut power across Cebu and nearby islands. Huge problem for the national grid in this area. Casualties, unfortunately, have also been reported in the nearby towns of Medellin, Tabulean, and in the municipality of San Remigio. That's only a 16-minute drive from Bogo City. And I want to get back to that basketball game, because that's the tragedy. This was also an evacuation center. It was called the San Remigio Sports Complex and Evacuation Center. And parts of the roof have collapsed during a basketball game, which unfortunately ended 7 people, including personnel from the Bureau of Fire Protection and 3 from the Coast Guard. So our hearts go out to everyone in this region that is affected. And also historical buildings have been destroyed, historical churches and buildings in the Cebu province. That church that we saw falling down is 139 years old. Hospitals are overwhelmed, as I said, with new patients coming in. And just hours after the earthquake, the local authorities in Cebu province have appealed to the wider country, as well as national and international aid organizations. They were asking for water and equipment to assist search and rescue efforts. And they also said it's raining heavily, we have no electricity, so we really, really need help, especially in the northern part where there's scarcity of water supplies after the supply lines were so severely damaged by the earthquake. This is what the vice mayor of San Remigio town has told the official news stations. The Cebu governor has also moved to the area, and he says to the residents, well, remain calm and move to open areas. That is easier said than done, right? the governor also made a Facebook post and told people stay away from walls or structures that may collapse. Stay alert for aftershocks. And then she said the usual sentence, the government is assessing the situation and reaching out to municipal officials. This is something that, yeah, you know my opinion about that. This is just official blah blah. That does not really help. Philippines, the whole country, experiences mild earthquake and volcanic activity almost daily because it's located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a tectonic belt of volcanic arcs and ocean trenches in the Pacific Ocean, where the world's most earthquake happen and volcanic eruptions happen. So the Ring of Fire is sensitive to regular movement of the Earth's tectonic plates, and they're colliding and sliding past each other in this area. So that's why we see Indonesia, New Zealand, Japan, United States, Canada, it's quiet there, the big subduction zone, hopefully for a while longer, but Russia, Kamchatka, Guatemala, Peru, and Chile, they're also countries located along the Pacific Ring of Fire, and we see these earthquakes, the higher magnitudes there. So yeah, guys, you can check out my first video that I made about this disaster. There's a lot of video footage available. The link is in the description at the end of this video, guys. But there's so much more going on. Check out all these videos, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And if you want to help my channel, fill me up with coffee. A link is in the description of this video. buymeacoffee.com/silky. Thank you for your supers. Hello to all my channel members. If you want to join our exclusive community, click the join button and I see you there. Bye bye.